I'm here with Nique Clifford, Colorado State wing, one of the most versatile prospects in this year's draft class. We're about 2 months away from the draft. Nique, I appreciate your time.
Nah, definitely, bro. Appreciate you having me on.
So looking at this picture, you start your college career at University of Colorado. You end up, what is it, 40, 50 miles down the road, Colorado State.
Something like that. Yeah, it's about an hour apart.
What are you most proud of throughout your college career, looking back?
Yeah, I mean, just my journey's been pretty cool. Just to see how it played out. That's not at all what I expected going into college. I was young and thought I'd be a one and done and all that normal stuff that freshmen come in thinking, but it's just been pretty cool to see the amount of adversity I've had to go through my college career, and just how I've grown and been able to, overcome those challenges, and get to the point where I'm at now, where I'm very confident, very, I feel like I'm very ready for that next level now.
Definitely. I think, you're one of the most versatile kind of plug and play prospects in this year's draft. Versatility is kind of like a buzzword now, right? But like for your game, how are you versatile? Like break it down through your lens.
Yeah, I mean, I think my biggest asset is my versatility. Like, you could look at it in so many different ways. From a basketball perspective, like, I feel like I could score at three levels. I feel like I could play make. I can, defend. Whatever a team asks me to do, I feel like I can go out and do it. And I can bring my versatility to a team to allow myself to help a team win, whatever that may be. And then just also, the versatility I have from my journey, like we talked about. I've been a role player. I've been a guy who's been on the bench. I've been a guy who, was the man of the team. So like I've seen all these different roles, and so my versatility from that standpoint, I feel like my mind and my mental is just on another level to where I'll be able to adapt to any situation, wherever I'm plugged in or um, whatever that looks like at the next level.
We talked a little bit about this, last summer when we had an interview, but going into college, how different was your college career? Like your expectations for how it was going to go, and then actually how it went.
I went into college thinking I was gonna be a starter. I thought I was gonna be a one and done. I thought this and that. And so coming into college, I really didn't play at all my freshman year. Got on the court here and there. Got to learn from a lot of veteran dudes, in McKinley, Wright, Dry Horn, Evan Batty, all them different dudes. And so it was just really cool to be a part of that. As much as it sucked not playing, I feel like it was good for my career and to go through that. It helped me become a better teammate, helped me become, um, see the game from a different lens. And then, going forward, I started to, play more minutes and play spot minutes. And then the next year it was a starter, and, it was all over the place. But then it helped me grow into, when I did transfer to Colorado State, being in the position where I was able to, be a little more free and have, the ability to do more for the team. And so it was really cool just the way it, just to see the way it played out.
Cap off your college career with back to back NCAA tournament appearances. Now we're kind of going to jump into tape. I think we got to start with the defense, right? I think your activity, your instincts defensively are something that puts you on the NBA radar for a couple seasons now. Break down what you see in a couple of these.
Yeah, no, this play, we were in a zone for the out of bounds play. Um, and then I think the count had gotten low for a 5 second violation. So my spot is kind of supposed to be on that wing area, but I seen the dude creep out, so I just kind of followed him, knowing that he was gonna have to throw it in. Tried to throw it up, and then just went and made a play on it, and then we out and running.
Similar one here. Go for the dig, spark transition.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to help out a strong side corner, kind of like I did. So I was more so stunned, but I saw that he wasn't really trying to make that pass to the corner, so I was able to make a quick play on it. Once again, get out and run and get a wide open three.
I think this play really sums up, your intensity, your brain, and your willingness to, stay in the play. You remember this one?
Yeah, I try to fight over the screen. Air Force runs a unique offense, so we have to like chase. Sometimes you got to chase the screen. Sometimes you got to whip it. The scout on, I think I was guarding Ethan Taylor. Maybe he a shooter, so I'm trying to get over the screen, then chase downhill. I got to make the read that I'm not gonna be able to get back in front of my man, so I got to go to the big, veer off to the big, and then he dumped it off, and then just went and made a play.
Another one similar here. Get hit on the screen. This in the
Yeah.
Sacramento tournament, right? Yeah.
Yeah, second round. Yeah, yeah. Julian Reese, he's strong dude. Hit me hard with that screen, and then just had to keep fighting through. Gillespie's a shooter, so he was trying to get to a spot and pull up three, but kept fighting through to try and get a contest, and was able to get there and block it.
Game didn't go your guys' way, unfortunately, but playing a dynamic offense like Maryland, what was kind of the priorities heading into that game for you guys, trying to stop them and slow them down?
Yeah, I mean, definitely slowing down Derek Queen. He was like their main guy, and then really played their main five guys most of the game. So it was just trying to wear them down, not let their shooters get easy threes. And then a big key emphasis was just like rebounding was going to be huge for us because we were undersized. And then just trying to run the floor, get them tired. And I thought we did a really good job executing our game plan. I think second half we gave up a little bit, maybe too many threes, I'd say, and that kind of flipped the game, made it a little closer than it was in the first half. But they got a talented group, so you knew it was going to be a hard fought game.
Yeah, for sure. That was one of the best games of the tournament to watch, to be honest.
Man, unfortunate ending, but it was a fun game to be a part of. Definitely a
Definitely.
fun game. It was a great competitive game.
Yep. Maryland went out the next round to Florida. Florida goes on and cuts down nets. So winner had the national champ. There's a
Right.
lot at stake. Another one here, chasing.
Just chasing Ian Martinez. He's a shooter. Um, Chasing him off the screen, trying to get back in front. Was able to get a tip on the ball and be active. And then, my man Bowen diving on the floor, showing a bunch of energy. And then we get out and get an easy foul right at the basket and it gets us 2 points at the free throw line.
Yeah, you got tackled there.
Yeah.
Another one here from the tournament. This is first round versus Memphis. What do you see from this one?
Yeah, I mean my man, I was in there to tag the big man, but I think Ethan stayed in front or kept him in front, so I didn't really need to tag. And then I just read his eyes that he was looking to make that pass to the corner, and then um, just made that read.
Nice dump off pass. That was a big momentum swing in the game.
Yeah, yeah, that was huge. That was a huge play for us. I wish Bowen would have dunked it. I got on him for not dunking it.
Another one here. This might have been the first possession, first play of the game for Maryland in the half court. Was this on the scout display?
Nah, it wasn't a scout, but I just seen my man going to back screen the big, and then I saw Rashawn got caught up, so I wanted to provide some help and just made a play on it.
So defensively, we kind of go through a little bit in the half court, a little bit in the open floor. Maybe point of attack. Like, what are the keys for you being disruptive on the ball? Like, if you were being an NBA game next year, and let's say your first role is like coach, like Nique, we really need you to heat up the ball. Like, what are the keys for you
Mhm.
doing that?
Yeah, I mean, I think just using my length, using my athleticism to kind of try and disrupt. Um, being active with my hands, trying to get tips on ball, trying to speed people up, maybe heat people up in the front court, and then yeah, just be active, be really active, be a pest. Dude's gonna make tough shots, but the goal of the defense is to make them take shots that they don't work on as much or um, do things that they're not comfortable doing.
You're out in LA for pre-draft. There was a superstar in LA that pretty much made a lot of tough shots the other night to beat Denver. But Kawhi, like those are the type of
Yeah,
guys you're gonna have to
yeah,
guard, right? Those dudes, like you said, like you gotta try and be impressed, but they might make a shot
yeah.
full contest from 22 feet.
Man, the way they was defending him in Denver, the second game, he was making tough buckets. Like they were contesting it, but he was getting to his spots, raising up, shooting over the top, making tough shots. So sometimes you got to live with it. unfortunately, but I feel like the best way to try and stop dudes is just scouting. Like you got to live with the numbers. Like maybe he doesn't shoot as well at this spot, so you try and force him to that spot. Certain stuff like that that you could try and do to make a guy less comfortable. But yeah, there's you playing the best players in the world, so they gonna make some shots.
And that's how some guys, not to gas you up, but that's how some guys were, having to guard you this year. You're making some mid-range shots. You had, a big offensive role, but maybe more translating to the NBA, right? Like attacking closeouts is everything in the NBA. Making swift decisions, making two play one, and making smart decisions, protecting the basketball. And I think, personally, past 2 years, I think you've been a draftable guy because of that combination of defense and playing off the ball and just making really smart decisions. So we're going to go through a couple of these, but like you've been phenomenal attacking closeouts in college.
My coaches are very high level, so they scout very well, and we knew they would try to switch off ball. Um, to get the guy guarding the ball, he would try and switch over to me, and then my guy would stay in on Kyan. So I'd slip out early. I could have hit the corner, but Derek Queen kind of taking it away. So I just attacked the closeout to the middle and then went and finished at the basket.
Left hand.
Yeah, we got the left. We got the left.
I'm guessing this was a play too, maybe an
Yeah,
ATO.
yeah, it was an ATO. I attacked the closeout and then just made the read. Because the help defender is the low man, so he's coming over to help me. I either had to finish, which I wasn't gonna be able to get to. I was gonna either hit my corner man, and then Ethan made a great cut, and so I was able to hit him, and then got an easy bucket.
Morton's a big time cutter, man.
Man, nah, he does a lot of the little stuff that goes unnoticed, and he helped us win a lot of games this year.
Definitely. Even dating back to Purdue, he's not maybe the most elite shooter, but he does a good job of, cutting and screening in on the weak side, stuff like that.
Man, he definitely helped us win a lot.
This real quick, reading before the ball comes to you on a closeout, making a slight rotation and creating shots. Similar, just quick pump fake, one dribble, drive and kick. Big time shooter and kind knocks down a three.
Yeah, just keeping it simple. Could have shot it, but I was kind of deep. Just made a quick, easy read to Kai, knock it down.
He's going to Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I'm excited to see what he does over there. Yeah, just rejected the ball screen, um, kind of a closeout. He was running at me, so drove baseline. The help defender came over. Another great cut. That's what we teach in our offense. So I already knew Kai was going to be cut in, and he was wide open. So just made the easy pass.
Mid range was a big part of your
Yeah.
game this year. I think this one you just eat up space real quick, get to your spot late
Yeah.
clock.
Yeah. I realized I knew the time on the shot clock, so I knew I had to make a play. Um, could have shot it, seen him off balance, like closing out hard. So I just drove it. Tyson stepped up, and so just got to my mid range, which I've worked a lot on, and I'm super comfortable shooting, especially this year. Was a big part of my game this year. So got to my spot and just rose up and shot it.
Yeah, same thing here. Not a lot of space. Kind of
Yeah,
little bump
our
fade.
space, yeah, our space was a little congested in the lane, so got into there. I kind of like that area shooting shots. I think I shot a lot of shots in that area this year. So just getting to my spots and using my size to just raise up over people and be more physical. That's something I've tried to add into my game. Kind of like a Shai Gilgeous, how he gets to his spots and bumps guys off and shoots over them. It was good defense though, but
Hey man, March Madness, NBA playoffs. It's gonna be some good defense. You gotta make shots.
yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta make shots, no
Um,
doubt.
we showed some of your teammates cutting, you finding them on the move. Here, I think you showed you're a pretty instinctive, intuitive cutter. What's kind of your thought process on some of these?
Yeah, it was interesting. Like I feel like I had to be, and I could have even cut more this year. I feel like, especially the way teams started to guard me and being more of a threat. Just moving without the ball. Because people would try and face guard me a lot or keep me from getting the ball. So I just had to learn how to be a better cutter. Um, And so it's just making these reads, like when to time up your cuts. Some of these are like offensive, like game plans and schemes that we run. So some of it's part of our offense, and then some of it's just having a feel. Like this one, I just had to feel that he was overplaying me and back cut. Sean made a good pass and then got an and one.
I think that's going to be a big asset to you next year in the NBA, being able
Yep.
to produce and spurts, just making an impact. A guy like Aaron Wiggins for the Thunder. You might not have plays ran for you, but you're just unrelenting, moving. Getting 2 feet in the paint when you can, and trying to make smart
Right.
reads.
Yeah, just finding ways to, help your team being active and, I probably won't have the ball a ton next year being a first year guy. So, it's just finding those times and areas to be effective when I'm not with the ball.
So we showed, playing off closeouts, making quick decisions, cutting. Played a lot of pick and roll this year. I think it was the highest usage play type. I walk through some of these reads.
It's a play call for me to actually reject the ball screen and just drive downhill, get to the basket. I think we ran it against Memphis too. The dude helped up. I hit the corner for easy three. This time nobody helped, so was able to get by him. A lot of people said I hooked him, but I thought he flopped a little bit. But I did hook him a little bit, so I might have got away with one. But just got downhill and got a bucket.
Now that's funny. When we posted a cut up from that game, the comments were like, "He's a foul baiter." Like he,
Yeah, they was on my tail. That and that elbow. Yeah, that and that elbow. They was on my tail.
the elbow. You could tell on TV. You were like, "My bad."
I can't lie, it looked bad. It looked bad from the angle that they showed it. In real time, it wasn't as bad, but like I felt bad. I texted the dude after the game because I really didn't mean to do it, but life goes on. Just coming off, seeing I have two on me. The low man wasn't really tagging hard, so I just made the pass to my big man. Saw he was gonna be open for the dunk.
Take it back a little bit. So a lot of the rejects, some of those were scripted.
Yeah, some of them are like play calls for me. It looks like I'm about to get a ball screen. I gotta kind of act like I'm about to use the ball screen and then reject, and I have this whole side with me and one of my shooters, so I get to make that read, whether somebody helps or if I get to the bucket.
This one, not a reject, but played off the shot well. Kind of give a little look at the basket as if you're maybe going to pull up.
Use the screen, saw the big was helping up, so I really like that. The like act like I'm shooting and then dish it off to my big. I did that a lot this year because I feel like guys will see me acting like I'm shooting, so they raise up, and then I'm able to just dump it off for an easy bucket. Yeah, just kind of playing in the flow of the game. They were switching, I think, everything. So I knew we were gonna have a mismatch. I was either probably gonna throw it back to Croc, and he could feed it into Rashawn, but the dude didn't get there in time, so I just hit Rashawn and a layup.
Bigs also did a good job of like duck-ins and seals. They'll get you sometimes like the baseline drives if they force you guys baseline. Got a lot of drives like
Such an
that.
underrated Yeah, such an underrated thing that people don't talk about. Like Rashawn was super good. All of our bigs were really good at it. Rashawn had like a skill for it that I saw ever since he was a freshman. Like he would always seal his guy. They call it a gortat, and he would always seal his guy out the way, and you just get easy layups off of it. And so it's something that we practice too. Like even a lot this year. Like we practice it because of how effective it was.
Man, John Wall used to make a killing off those in Washington.
Nah, he really did.
Gortat and Nene.
I hope he was thanking those guys. This one, there's times where I would kind of pick up my dribble maybe too early. So this time I was able to get downhill, make the defender play too, and then drop it off to Rashawn. It was kind of a tough pass to catch, but he caught it and made the layup, which was big time.
Yeah, but that kind of gets into some of the, decision making we talking about, having the feel to make a last second read.
Yeah, it's like a Spain. We called it twist. So the big would come up, twist the screen, and then I come off of it and make the read.
Another one here, not an assist, but show the left hand passing. Underrated part of your game. Are you comfortable passing with the left hand?
Yeah, no, it's something I've worked on since I was a kid. My dad always made me use my left, and so it's something I'm comfortable doing. It's something I still want to continue to get better at. But yeah, I definitely am comfortable making passes with my left.
You talk about, working on getting to your spot, especially when you get 2 feet in the paint. Where do you think you've improved the most, like creating over the past 2 years?
I think just being more comfortable in general doing it, because my handle feels a lot tighter, and I knew that was going to be a big emphasis for me the off season because I was going to have the ball in my hands a lot more. So that was something I really worked on, was just being tighter with the ball, being more comfortable making plays for myself. And so, yeah, I think the biggest thing was probably getting to that mid range area. That was probably one of my more comfortable parts of my game, was just getting to my spots, raising up over people, and even like posting up. I got a lot of like shots off of posting up, which was a big difference this year than even last year.
So finish kind of talk about your shooting. You evolved as a shooter throughout college. I think you shot maybe a hair under 40% this year. When you're shooting the ball really well, like what are the things you're doing?
I think being balanced is the biggest part to shooting. Um, you know, trying to regain your balance when you're coming off of action so quick, or different types of footwork. And so, like, I had a super great mentor for me, my coach, who's now the head coach over there, Ali Farogmanesh. Like, he was a great shooter when he played, and that's what he did. So working with him every single day for 2 years, that I think helped me so much, just to learn how to gain my balance better when I'm shooting, have my full rotation and my full flick, and then just making sure my shot is the same every time. Like, that's what you want to do as a shooter. That's the what the elite shooters do, is make sure their form is the same every single time, and then you live with the result of the shot.
Definitely made some big time shots this year, off the move, off the dribble. NBA playoffs going on right now. I know you're in the gym with your guys. Sharpening the axe ahead of this pre-draft process. Have you been able to watch like much playoff basketball?
Yeah, no, I definitely been watching as much as I can. I got to go to the Lakers game the other night, actually in person, which was real cool, and just to get to see the like playoff environment. I've never been to a playoff game, so that was super cool. Just to feel the energy, and how hard dudes play when it comes playoff time, especially, and just kind of get a feel for that level that I'm about to be at soon. But no, I love playoff basketball. Like the Clippers series, that's been super fun to watch. Lakers series, I think that's gonna go to. I could see it going to Game 7. The Knicks Pistons, that's an underrated series. So yeah, no, I love playoff basketball.
You went to the game up close. Seeing it live is a little bit different. Which areas of the game you're like, I could make an early impact? What do you think translates immediately for you?
Or whatever a team needs from me, and of course, early on, I'm smart enough to know I'm probably not coming in and being the man of the team. So it's like finding my ways to help impact whenever I do get in the game. So, like I said earlier, being a pest on defense, and um, playing hard, just playing extremely hard defensively, coming in rebounding. I feel like I can bring that to a team, helping the team rebound, and then just hitting open shots, like being consistent. Like I'm gonna be probably in the corner a little bit, so just making sure I can consistently hit that shot. And then when I do get opportunities to, make plays, like just make the right read, play a simple game. I think that's gonna be the keys to success.
I would agree. Maybe not like a direct pro comp, but like, are there some NBA guys you look and take shades from, take little things here and there?
I watch a lot of. I said SGA earlier. We're similar size dudes, and I'm just a big fan of his game. So I like how he's able to get to his spots, and so I watch a lot of him. Watch a lot of. I like Jalen Williams also, who's on his team. I feel like I have similarities to him in a sense. Kobe Bryant, he's my favorite player of all time. So I just grew up watching him ever since I was little, taking things from his game, his footwork, his mindset, his work ethic, all the different things. So he's probably the dude I watched the most over the course of time. But dudes right now, I'd say probably SGA, Jalen Williams, Josh Hart, different dudes in that same realm that I'm in.
That's definitely a good group, especially the rebounding with Josh Hart. We didn't show. I
Yeah.
didn't clip up the rebounds, but we could have started with the rebounding. I think
Yeah.
you maybe averaged a double double this year. We spoke last year after you withdrew from the draft. You did NBA workouts. You did the pre draft in LA. got invited directly to the
Mhm.
combine from Colorado State. They sometimes they make a lot of guys fight for that invite at elite camp. You got invited directly, went through workouts. You had teams that were interested, and you made the decision to return to school, right? And I
Yeah.
remember very succinctly you telling me, being that close to your dream, but making the decision like I'm gonna do one more year because I want to, I want the longevity, like I want that long term success. What does it mean to you to have that type of season you had this year, and now going into that process a year later?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I feel like it was, yeah, like I said, it was a tough decision to go back, but I really wanted to go back to kind of prove to people because everybody was talking, saying like everything I did was a fluke basically because I only did it for 1 year, had one really good year, and then um, so that like people didn't really believe in it. So I just wanted to go and show people that it wasn't no fluke. Like I really am that, and I wanted to build off of that and continue to get better, continue to improve my game, go back be a leader for a team, and accomplish some of the goals that I wanted to accomplish, which was to win a championship, which we did. I wanted to win the league. We were one game away from winning the league. I wanted to go to March Madness. We went there, and the last goal I had was to win Mountain West Player of the Year, and I was right in the running for it. So just a lot of things I was able to accomplish going back, and the biggest one I wanted to do was help my team win, and we were able to do that at a high level over the course of the season, and just to see how we progressed was super cool. But yeah, it was a really good decision to go back. I feel like I'm in a better place from a stock wise, from my mindset, and just my abilities. I feel like I'm that much better and more confident.
Well, Nick, I appreciate your time. I think, we've showcased what makes you, a first round pick this year in the draft, your versatility, your instincts, your feel for the game, and maybe most importantly, that resilience, that growth through college. That's something that's a real competitive advantage. A lot of these guys, 18, 19, 20 years old, they might be extremely talented, but they haven't had that type of growth, that type of, adversity. So
Mhm.
utmost respect. Appreciate your time, and I'm wishing the best for you.
Thanks, Jacob. I appreciate you, my brother.